back to the channel. Steven here. It's been a minute and I really do apologize. It's been quite a while since I've even talked to you guys face to face on the camera. I just haven't had the motivation to really pick up my phone and really talk to you guys face to face, but now that we're here, today's Monday, May 4th, 2020, and we are in the midst of spring. It's a nice day here. It's like mid 60s, I think. I can already feel the sun. You might hear the wind a little bit. I do apologize about that. There is a little bit of wind kind of breezing on through, but going to talk about a bit here in this video. It's kind of a life update right now on where things are at in my life and stuff, and I hope all of you are staying safe and healthy in this time of uncertainty with the virus. It's been unbelievable the last 6 to 8 weeks with what's been going on. You know, people are now really starting to just be like, yeah, whatever, you know, that. But that's not going to be the focus of the talk. Focus is going to be, I'm going to be talking about my job right now and running in general. So, a couple phases. Before we get started, a couple of quick key points. You probably noticed that my YouTube channel name has changed. That's because I kind of want a more of a serious YouTube channel name, Storm Runner, which, you know, I like storms and I'm a runner. And a lot of you guys don't know really too much personal info about me, but, you know, because I just never really got around to telling you guys what I'm about, you know. And I think now is about the time to do that kind of video, to have that kind of video. So let's get started. And SD is my initials. So first things first, talk about job. Yeah, talk about my job. I've been working from home for the last 5-6 weeks at this point, since Tuesday, March 24th, when Marion County was put under this travel warning. We've been under it since. Our stay-at-home order has been extended from May 15th. It has been kind of rough, but I have been getting out of the house a little bit here and there, about every 2 weeks or so. I basically have been here at home for the last 6 weeks, ever since that had all went down. And besides, I wasn't even out very much even anyway. Been trying to get my license going. Yeah, I'm 22. I just turned 22. I still don't have my driver's license. Yeah, I know. That's just a real shame. But I've been really trying to lock that in now. BMVs are going to start opening up here soon. Hopefully, I get somewhere with that. My sister even said that there's actually a way that I may not even have to do the actual physical test to even get my license. I'll have to look into that. Just saw my sister yesterday, or should I say on Saturday the 2nd, which was really awesome. Saw some friends and stuff. It was really fun. Not too many people though, which is good. Just be around is what I'm saying. But yeah, let's rewind in time a little bit to early December last year, and we're gonna leave to now with job-wise stuff. So I graduated from Ball State December 14th with a degree in meteorology and climatology. Ball State's in Muncie, Indiana. That's an hour northeast of me. And about 10 days before that, about 8 days before that, I scheduled an interview for December 18th, which was a Wednesday, in Rock Island, Illinois. For those who don't know where that's at, that's along the Mississippi River up in the Quad Cities region. If you hear the Quad Cities, that's an area consisting of Davenport, Rock Island, Moline, Illinois, and there's another city I forgot the name of that's in Iowa, but it's up there in northwest Illinois, southeast Iowa, that area, around the I-80 region where I-74 goes, basically turns into I-80, or where it conjoins wherever it is. But me and my dad rented a car. We took the trip. It was 350 miles. Left at like 6 in the morning. Got there around noon Eastern time or 11 Central time. The interview went really well. It was offered decent pay, but it wasn't really something that got me like, oh yeah, you know, let's go and take it. I was a little bit hesitant with this one. So far away from home, but then again, you know, a lot of people have to deal with that. You gotta deal with that possibility that you might have to move a little bit far away from home. One of my friends, she's in northern Wisconsin. She's killing it right now. Meteorologist up there in Wausau. Glad to see everyone else doing the best they can. I got a friend in Virginia right now. She's doing really nice. Really just big things, I should say. Another one of my friends, she's in West Virginia. And then another one of my friends, trying to remember, I've been losing track of a lot of things lately, honestly, because time is going by so fast. April and March went by super fast. I don't know if it was just me or not, but I think those 2 months went by super quick. But never got the call back though, but that's okay. I wasn't too discouraged about it anyway. Besides, The good thing was I got good interview experience. It's all that mattered. And then on that Friday, I had an interview set up in Lima, Ohio, which was a bit of a shorter trip. This time my aunt took me. My dad had to go to work. He couldn't skip another day of work that week. I had a great time, actually, believe it or not. Going there and talking to the news director was actually quite a pleasant experience. We talked about literally everything almost. Sports, what the job entails, of course. It was cool. It was really, really cool. That would have been a nice starting place for me. I'm not going to lie right now, but the problem was I didn't have my license. It would be a violation of the contract or whatnot. I'm not sure what it is, but basically it's a violation, and it would be if I didn't have my license and I took the job. I wouldn't have been able to do it. It was decent pay too, but at that time, and I didn't realize this, but it seemed like even if I did have my license, um, it would have been tough trying to move in. Honestly, it would have been just only me going there, which I wouldn't have had too much of a problem with that. But there was something that was like there was something to come. I mean, of course, which is this right now, what's going on with the virus, but. And I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys. I think it was God. It was basically like He saw something before we all did. And I'm not trying to pass off religion, by the way. This is just me sharing what had happened with me. And you believe what you want to believe in. You can't force someone to believe in something that they don't want to believe in. It's their opinion. You gotta respect it. It's just how it is. But I think Jesus saw something before we all did, and that's what he saw this virus coming. He was thinking you need to be home, close to home. And that's where we lead to January 29th, which was 3 months ago. I got an interview at Wish TVA here in Indianapolis. Now, I interned at Wish TVA a couple years ago, 2 years ago during the summer. Worked with meteorologist, Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey. Really great, just great internship. Worked with every other meteorologist as well. Got to meet everybody, which was awesome. Even got to meet Randy Allis. Randy Allis is a long-time meteorologist here in Central Indiana. He is amazing, great person. Love the dude, I'm telling you. And so is my dad as well. He enjoys watching him in the morning. The interview was with the chief meteorologist there, and it was a great interview. I hope the wind does not knock my phone over. This stand's a little bit finicky right now, but I got the interview there. She said it was going to be a minute before you heard anything back, but check in though next week on an update, and I did. And she said we're still kind of talking to a few people. It was going to be a minute. It was a waiting game at that point. It was a long one too, but I respect that because first things first. In terms of DMA ranking, Indianapolis is back in top 25. We're 25th in the nation. Number one's New York. We have just over 1 million people that actually view us, and now we've expanded our network recently. We're now the only statewide News Nation network, Wish TVA. You probably know where I'm going with this when I just said we. I think I just kind of spoiled it there. But long story short, fast forward to March 3rd. Coincidentally, on the same day the Nashville, Tennessee tornado happened, still that was a horrible. Rest in peace, everyone who passed away that early in the morning from that tornado in Cookeville, Tennessee. That was just awful. It was in the afternoon when I got the word that, long story short, I got the job. And I got the job. What it was is the position term was part-time meteorologist, but I actually, but in descriptive terms, I'm the weather digital producer at Wish TVA, so I handle the digital content and among other things. And I love my job, I really do. I get to work with great people. Wish TVA is a great place to work at. It really, really is. Everyone's so focused in on getting the best content out there possible. It's a great place to work at. I love the vibe there. I felt like I was at home when I went for the interview. That was the amazing thing about it. It felt like I was at home. I didn't feel uncomfortable. I felt so comfortable. It's like God led me to this point. I gotta thank Him, and it's just amazing. You're probably thinking, oh well, what? I don't know. Here's the thing. I put my trust and faith in Him a long time ago, like a decade ago, and He's done so much for my family, and not just me, but my family. How we've gotten to this point in life where me and my dad are at, and I'm just very thankful. And it's amazing what he can do. And like I said, I'm not trying to pass this off on people, it's just sharing my experience with what I have with Jesus. It's amazing. But so ever since then, I started working March 9th, that Monday, and things were taking off. We already had a bit of an active period come up. We had an enhanced risk that busted, thankfully, on the 18th or 19th, excuse me, of March. I did two stints of a little bit of severe weather coverage on my Facebook on March 28th and April 8th. April 8th got really active that night. A lot of people lost power. There was even a tornado just southwest of me. And besides, the scary thing is, we're not even. It's been a really, really ridiculous year for tornadoes. I'm just gonna. I want to touch base on this real quick too, because of just talking about what I've kind of went through the last little bit, kind of what I've seen and stuff, and just it's been kind of just absolutely ridiculous. For those who don't know, of course, the Easter Sunday tornado outbreak happened back on April 12th on Easter Sunday. That was actually, there were good things that happened about that day, but there was also the really, really bad stuff. I had gotten my first car. It was awesome, but also in the middle of that, we had a tornado outbreak ongoing, and the worst of it was yet to come. There was a unbelievable tornado in southern Mississippi. It was the widest tornado on state record. The most violent return of velocity I've ever seen in my entire life in real time. I'm not talking about looking at past data, but just looking at the actual, real-time velocity. If you and this is on radar scope. So if you were to go on radar scope and you look at both ends of the spectrum, you have the inbound winds on the left side when you're looking at the green, blue, and the purple, pink, and to the right is the outbound winds. That was a B, but the red, tan, light tan, beige, dark red with brown. The beige and purple were mixing together, and I was thinking, oh boy, this is not good. This is really, really bad. Gate-to-gate wind shear is what we basically call this when we're trying to figure out, the wind speeds in the thunderstorm that could lead to that production of a tornado. Of course, velocity doesn't exactly pinpoint a tornado out, but it helps you kind of get a glimpse at what's going on in terms of its activity. Is it getting stronger? Is it getting weaker? Is it forming? Whatnot. I could tell you this. I looked at it, I thought, man, this is probably a violent tornado. I mean, these winds together were probably approaching 200 plus miles per hour. This was stuff that I hadn't seen yet in real time. I've seen some strong returns, trust me. I've looked at returns with EF3, later rated EF3, and maybe like a 4 tornado, which happened also on April 19th. April 12th also had, April 12th was ridiculous. It was ridiculously bad at points. South Carolina got hit really, really hard too over in the early morning hours of the 13th. Long story short, there were 139 tornadoes in that outbreak. It was the most prolific outbreak we've had in years. It was the deadliest outbreak since April 2014, late April 2014 to be specific. But the reason why I want to touch base on this is because I witnessed something, not just me, but my friends, my other meteorology friends that I went to school with at Ball State, were watching this stuff, and it's just unbelievable how it all played out. The Storm Prediction Center in Norman, which issues categorical outlooks, like with risks and stuff, that's one of the main things they do. They didn't upgrade the high, which I thought was smart. Keep it at moderate, and things still blew up, because there were still some uncertainties. But when the lid for thunderstorm development broke, those thunderstorms that supercells developed in southern Mississippi, it was game over. So Easter Sunday 2020 will probably be a day I will never forget, probably for the rest of my life. It was a tumultuous day, we'll just put it that way. And for Indiana ourselves, our peak tornado season's about late May, and we've had some unlucky days, like May 30th, for example. It's coming. It could get bad again. Well, I hope not. And we're expected to have an active hurricane season. My goodness, what does 2020 want to do to kill us all? I guess I have no idea. I feel really bad for people that gotta go through this stuff. You're seeing people's homes being completely swept off the foundation. That's what EF5 damage does, but it depends on if it's anchored down properly. The tornado I was talking about that hit Bassfield and Sosa, Mississippi is currently high-end EF4. They're still going to keep surveying it apparently, and it might possibly be EF5. It's going to be difficult to determine that. EF5 damage, an EF5 tornado, for that to be rated, you would have to have clear-cut signs of it, and it's not easy to have that. It's often difficult to distinguish a 4 and a 5. They both do catastrophic damage. We'll just put it that way. But moving on, I feel like I'm going on a tangent with it. But long story short, a lot of active severe weather through mid-April. Now we're going to get into running, and this is where I'm going to kind of try to speed things up a little bit. I don't know how far I'm into the video. I think I'm at 15 minutes. Oh, perfect. That's not bad. I thought I was at like 20, 25 minutes. It felt like I was already going on for a while, but for those that don't know as well, I'm a runner. I've been a runner for 6.5 years. I started in 10th grade in high school, and I wasn't that good, but I was determined to make something out of it, you know. And I've said this several times too, you know, with the person who was the athletic director at the time at the school I went to. I graduated from Irvington Prep Academy, which is a mile to my northeast. Coach Jim Sturgeon got me into this stuff, and I thank him still to this day. I haven't talked to him in a while. I need to try and figure out how to contact him. But he's a great, great person, and man, I love him. He's like a grandfather to me. I've also mentioned he's like a second dad to me as well. I mean, either way, you know, he's like a family figure to me. He took care of me. Like, he had me go to Hal High School, which is the school I used to go to over here by a mile to the west, to get my physical done. On the same day I had my first cross country practice, and I was able to get all that done. That was kind of a cool day. I remember the first practice, I wasn't too happy about it, but there was something that just, you know, said, hey, look, you wanted to do this, you're gonna fulfill this promise. Where am I at right now? Well, after 6.5 years, I have 2 half marathons under my belt, 2:19:46 in my PR. On this day 1 year ago, actually, believe it or not, on this exact day, May 4th last year, I ran probably the toughest race in my entire life, my second half marathon. It was raining, it was in the 50s, it was terrible, it was cold, it felt cold after the race because I wasn't running anymore. I wasn't keeping kind of warm. I was kind of warm during the race, which was a surprise in that sorts, but running is a tough thing. It's really, really tough, and there's a lot of people I know that say, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, hey, you know, I understand that. It's a very, very tough sport. It's so hard to keep dedication to it, especially when we have life jobs and stuff like that. We got family to support. You know, that's what I think about too. If I'm gonna have kids, you know, like what's my schedule gonna look like? And you know, eventually I'll be on TV one day. That's my goal, is to be broadcast meteorologist, and that's when things are gonna change a little bit with scheduling wise. You know, during the day, you know, I gotta use my time wisely. And as of right now, though, I think everyone should use their time wisely in terms of what to do. You know, like talk to your family and friends you haven't talked to in a while. You know, kind of catch up with them on the phone. Do what you can do to spend time with them, because there's no guarantee we live to tomorrow. That's the thing. That's the scary thing about life anyway. There's no guarantee anybody gets to tomorrow. It depends. It's just the course of life. It happens. But other than that, back to the main subject at hand, running. Yeah, I have not ran a whole lot in the last couple months, but I have done a lot of strength training. Last month in April, I did a boatload of strength training. Excuse me. And I noticed a little bit of improvement with stuff, and it was pretty cool to do that. I did some not only general strength like core and stuff, but I also was working with some weights, working on the biceps, triceps, and forearms. And I did my first 4-day workout week, basically working out 4 days a week, kind of like that. I worked out 4 days the last full week of April, the week before we got to May 1st. And I had Monday and Thursday be my core, like my push-ups, sit-ups, planks, Supermans, wherever you can imagine. And Tuesday, Friday being the weights. And then the following week, early this past week, I actually hurt my neck right here. I don't know what happened. I kind of did some weird movement or something, and it hurt for a couple days. It's a pain, but all good now. I'm gonna get back into training tomorrow with that stuff. I'm kind of still sore right now. I was sprinting around with my nieces and nephews on Saturday night, and I had ran actually at Fort Harrison State Park earlier in the day. It was super packed. I really wish it wasn't packed. Yeah, I know. But I was able to avoid people for the most part, stayed 6 feet away from them, just trying to do my part still, though, in this whole thing. Ran 2 miles. It was the fastest kind of section I've ran. I've ran this section at the Harrison Trace Trail at Fort Harrison State Park. Did it, if you were to equate it to a flat surface, I ran 17:02 for 2 miles, which I was pretty proud of. I was like, all right, I think I could be getting somewhere again. I'm not in the best shape, but I'm in a little bit of shape right now, which is a positive sign for things to come. I would like to run a race in July. My goal is to run a race in July and October, or just be October with the Ball State Homecoming 5K back to my old school. Depends on what happens, though. We don't even know what's going to happen next month, for oh God's sakes. But yeah, hopefully get my running training back into play by next Monday. Got to key in on things. I want to try and get back into things because next year I have some big goals in mind. I want to make 2021 quite the year. I want to try and make 2020 something out of it, but it feels like we're losing that, and I gotta stay optimistic though, in a time like this. But next year, maybe try to run my third half marathon, which would be the third time I would try to run at the Indy Half Marathon, which happens in the first Saturday of every May. Try to run the Monumental Mile, which is the first Thursday of every June here in Indy. It's a 1 mile race going south of Meridian Street to the Circle. Starts just around 13th and Meridian, just south of where I work at. I want to try and get some personal best next year. Try to break that 6-minute mile barrier. I'm a 6:11 miler. I ran 6:11 the mile in 2015. I was in very good shape that year, actually, the first half of that year, and I wish I was right now. I am a 2:19:46 half marathoner, 24:33 5K. Got that in June 2017. Probably the best race I've ever ran in my entire life, by far. Negative split of the whole race. It was a great race. I would love to break 20 minutes in the 5K at some point in the future. That's my big running goal. The number one big running goal for me right now, 20 minutes, sub 20 minute 5K. It's tough, and these people that say everybody can do it, no, I don't think everyone can run a sub 20 minute 5K. It actually is a lot harder than what people think. If people haven't ran like a 6:30 mile ever, it's going to feel really fast. You're going to build lactate acid really fast, which is just these micro tears in the muscles. It just means the harder you go at it and stuff with like speed workout, the longer your recovery time is in general. It's nothing really like it's injury or anything. It's just the nature of running, trying to build on something. Got these bugs flying around, my goodness. But yeah, it's not easy running sub 25K. That's actually kind of stupid fast, honestly. I've seen some videos of people say it's fast, not fast, I should say. For them, it's not fast because you're probably running 16, 15 minutes in the 5K. My lifetime 5K goal would be to get under 18 minutes, which is just around sub 6-minute pace, flat. But I think that does it for the video. I think I touched base on everything, but again, I wanted to talk to you guys and get out here in this beautiful day on this Monday and talk to you guys about life update and stuff. Going to try and get more active on my channel. Please check out my second channel link. The link's in the description below. I have a second channel. I have uploaded 3 parts of the storm chase trip that I did with Ball State last year in May, the middle of the month for 2 weeks. It's a lot of great footage I got for you guys to see. Please check it out and have fun watching it. More videos are going to come on that channel. I am currently working on a special video. I still do like uploading emergency alert system alerts, but I have a couple that I still need to upload. One of them being from June 15th last year, where we had 10 tornadoes touch down in the state, and I got a tornado warning captured on that day. It was a crazy day. We got 4 inches of rain. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I have a special video working on it for you guys. I'm going to talk about that real quick, and I'm going to end the video. But working on a special scenario, emergency broadcast system scenario. Coming up on June 2nd is going to be the 30th anniversary of the Lower Ohio Valley June 1990 tornado outbreak. It's our most prolific outbreak in state history. Surprisingly, 1974 isn't. Well, 1974 super outbreak, Indiana was hit a bit hard that day, but 1990, we had the most tornadoes for one day in the state, which is 37 of the 66 that all that happened. It was a very violent outbreak too. We had a few F4s across southern Indiana, and you were to go an hour south of here, that's where all the action really started. I would consider ourselves lucky that day. We were in the middle of a tornado watch. It was a high risk day, but it's a special video I'm working on right now. It will be published. I'm going to try and get it done and published on June 2nd itself, on the 30th anniversary. I still got a bit of work to do on it. I am working hard at it right now. I cannot wait to show you guys the end result. I hope you guys like it. There's always some things I could probably improve on with it as well, but for right now, whatever I go is wherever I go with. I'm going to make it the best I can for you guys. Please stay tuned for that. That is going to be in a month from now. But other than that, I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching this video so much. And again, please stay safe and healthy through this time of uncertainty. I hope we can get through this. Our governor actually was trying to get us back on track by Independence Day. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but we'll see, you know. I mean, we do need to start slowly reopening a little bit, but we need to be really, really slow about it. We just cannot go fast into it. Take things one day at a time, basically, and do it the right way, you know. Let's all get through this. We can get through this. It'll be over one day soon, I promise. Sometime there will be a day where we can say we defeated this, but we don't know what day that is yet. So we'll just keep chipping away at it. We have to. We have no other choice. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.